Big warm welcome to General Motors.
More of an unconventional presentation for you guys today, if that's okay. Yeah. Pizza and just lay it back, time with GM, does that sound alright? Cool. So, we're good.
Yeah. So first we're going to play a little game. So we need 4 volunteers.
You can bring your pizza.
Yeah.
We got
We
one.
have one over here.
Three. One up.
4. Okay. So if you guys want to come up here and take a seat at the chairs with the marker board. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play a little trivia game. So some of these questions are fairly easy, but they all have to do with General Motors, and then we fit in some having to do with General Motors IT as well. So, and what I want you to do is we are going to keep score, and there are prizes. So we're going to put the question up on the screen, and then I want you to write down on the marker board your answer, and then once you guys all have answered, it will show your answers. And if none of them got it right, we're going to turn to you guys to see if you guys can get it as well.
You also maybe win the question.
Yes.
To get started though, let's go to each person. We'll get your trick.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Bryce.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian!
Say the spelling matter?
Stop.
Hey, unless it's
Stop.
right. Justin, PJ, and Nate, thank you.
I'll be keeping score over here.
Okay, so here we go. Question number 1. Who is the CEO of General Motors?
Everyone
You
answer?
have to sing the Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have put that on there.
Missed opportunity. Everybody good?
Okay, let's see what your answers
What are
are.
your answers? Mara, not sure. Steve, not too.
Okay, so we only got one that got
Right.
So she
So
was.
here she is. Yeah. So Mary Barra was named CEO last year in 2014, making her the first woman of a CEO of an automaker. And this year she actually ranked first on Fortune magazine's list of 50 most powerful women in business. So being a woman working at GM, this is awesome for me. Like this is really inspirational, especially being a woman in IT. Like it's not very traditional for women to work in IT, but I will tell you we do have a lot of women in IT. So the few of you that I see out there, don't be scared of coming to an automaker.
Also, you can still be a man and it's still awesome.
Yeah. So we only have 1 point on it first.
All right, they're getting close. Who is the CIO of General Motors? Question number 2. But this time, we'll count it down.
I thought I heard someone say the correct answer over here. Or was it over here?
It's up on the board.
So it's Randy Mott, who's named CIO in 2012. He was also CIO of Walmart, and he led a big transformation through there. So his big push right now is insourcing a lot of IT and bringing it into an 80% innovation or 20% run, basically, in the business. He really wants to push to have everything internal and everything kind of pushing towards innovating in SAP or any aspect of IT. We got a solid 1 lead. All right, this one's a little different.
Yeah.
So we're going to be putting up GM
Logos, the brand logos. And we want you to tell us which car brand it is. They start off pretty easy if you don't get the first 2.
So whoever gets the most out of these, we win.
Yeah, so write them down just like in order as we go through them.
So which one is that?
Right, spell it right.
Okay. I think everyone's
Sure. So we'll just write them all in the same order. That second one, also hard. It's a little bit of a giveaway.
Yeah.
A couple more. Got some curveballs in here. Yeah, name one of any of those, except for serious and not serious. Okay. So we can start from the top. So the very first one, a little too easy. That's, of course, GMC. I think everybody probably got that. And second one that popped up was actually Opel. So that's one of our European logos. And that's from, I think, Russelheim, Germany is where the headquarters is. Turkish, yeah. Beyond that was Chevy. That's another global brand. And the King Buick, which is really kind of a public facing model. Followed by Cadillac. So Cadillacs, of course, are luxury vehicles. Then Holden was the next one that came off the line.
What was it? The Lion is Holden?
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Exactly. For Australia, its headquarters is in Melbourne. And Vauxhall was the kind of, this is a commercial, which is in over 40 countries. And then of all those five that popped in the bottom, the one on the far left is Wuling, and then the rest are relatively self-explanatory. Wuling is based out of China, so it's a Chinese market.
So did any of you get them all?
Who got the closest?
I got GMC through Cadillac.
I did. So five? All five? So that's what you got.
Yeah.
Everybody
Okay.
everybody got? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll give everyone a point. Put everyone on the
Yes.
10 points for the nation.
Okay. So again, this is get as close as you can. So how many countries do you think GM operates in? 84, 80,
maybe 65.
50.
So 140 is what we actually have. So we're closest. So we do production in 31 different countries. We have 169 different manufacturing assembly facilities worldwide. You can see there our sales for 2014 was more than 9.9 million, with 3.4 million of that being in North America. And globally, we have over 200,000 employees and more than 20,000 dealers around the world. So as you can see, we are a very large company and a very large global company. As you saw from our brands out there too, we have other brands than those are the ones that you hear of in the States here. Very big global company. So we'll go ahead and give Bryce a point for that as well. He was the closest. Bryce.
Okay, how many IT professionals did GM employ as of 2015? 13 is technically the closest.
Yeah. So we have more than 10,000, and as we talked a little bit about earlier about our transformation and going from outsource to insource, you can see since 2012 we've grown from 1,500 employees to over 10,000, with a lot of that being college new grads. I mean, for the past 3 years we've hired almost 600 college new grads every year, and a lot of them actually came from Central. We hired a good majority last year, and we're looking to do that again this year, another 500 college students among all of our locations, just in IT. That doesn't even include any of the other functions that we hired for.
Okay. Question 6, how many innovation centers does GM have? And bonus points, so you get 2 points if you get them both right. Which city are you located?
There is Detroit. What were your answers?
I did Warren, Phoenix, Dallas, Atlanta.
Okay, so we do have Detroit, Warren, Atlanta, Phoenix, and Austin. So you were close.
And the reason we have some of these locations locations is specific, so like it says up there, it's within 500 miles of 75% of the main IT resources for college grads. So those are strategic, so we're always looking to just kind of spread ourselves out and look for the best talent so we can house it our resources. Solid point there. 2 points.
Yeah.
And by the way, I guess triple bonus point. So it is technically Detroit, Atlanta, Austin, and Phoenix. However, it's really Warren, like you said, Roswell, Georgia, Austin, Texas, and then Chandler, Arizona.
Yes.
So next time we do this next year, write that down. And there you go. Okay, what GMIT service won Best of What's New in Popular Science in 2014?
To give you a hint, this is something that goes in our vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
It was the OnStar 4G LTE hotspot, the Wi-Fi that we have in our cars. I personally haven't gotten to drive one yet, but as you see from the commercials, it can be very entertaining and keep you very connected while you're out in your vehicle, especially when you're taking long road trips, business trips, things like that. I actually had a coworker who power was out and they had no internet, so they just went out into their car and was able to get on their computer and still work from home, just work from their car. It's actually happened. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What percentage of leading motor vehicle manufacturers run SAP solutions? Some answers. 33, 20, 90, and 98. 98 is our closest because it is 100%. SAP. So that's through SAP, there's more than 6,300 automotive companies with 101 countries worldwide, and
Yeah.
Here's some information. 100% of the JD Power U.S. emission quality award-winning vehicles are manufactured with SAP. So you can tell that it's a very, I guess, widely used service, and it's only growing. What are the 2 main programming languages used in GM SAP development? Java. And that is ABAP and Java. So those are the 2 main languages used. Of course, ABAP is the language most familiar with SAP. Java has some hooks in ABAP that will leverage SAP as a solution. So I did some digging on our code base before we gave you the slide, so I thought this was interesting that, I mean, not all this information is from right from 2012, but since our insourcing, just for our SAP solutions, we have 58,000 lines of code for our SAP projects, and then 21 million lines of code across
Can
all.
you have your attention, please? Thank you. Sorry about that. Please continue.
No problem. Just say 58,000 just for SAP solutions, and 21 million lines of code for all of GMIT projects. So that is a large code base. There's a lot of projects being worked at, a lot of effort with these software projects together. All right, last one.
This one is a tough question.
What popular design method does GM use for SAP development? So waterfall is the hint. It is a design methodology. That waterfall is part of a series of,
Yeah.
it is not waterfall. It's a blank board. Okay. Question mark. Blank board, agile and agile. Okay. We do have, this is a bit misleading. First we have GM-enable, we'll talk about it, but it is based on agile,
Yes, it
agile
is.
development process. So you have 2 agile points.
Yeah, so G-enable stands for Enterprise Adaptive Business Focused for Lean Execution, and it is our form of agile development that GM uses. And as you can see from the logo there, just like agile goes from the initiate to plan, execute, deploy, and close cycle, just like agile. And as you can see, there's some facts there about it and why we use it. There's different variations of it that we use throughout different projects based on the projects that we have. SAP does have a modified form of enable that we use for our projects, which Jason, working on the Java team, actually does a lot with, and he's going to talk about that on the next slide.
Sure. So there's a form of agile called Scrum. So we do Scrum development process. Basically, the idea is what's the most direct, easiest path, the most important aspects of this project. Let's do those things first. We get somebody in here explaining exactly what they want as a solution, and we're going to implement what we can, I guess, the most direct parts of the software before we continue to go. So there's daily stand-up meetings where the entire team is responsible for working on individual user stories and say, this is what I worked on yesterday, this is what I'm doing today, these are my impediments, how can we resolve this issue? So it winds up, compared to waterfall, really speeding up the development process. And if your requirements change throughout the development process, you're now in a position where you're agile enough to update your software, and it can really reflect by the end of your project that you have a lot more robust software that the client was looking for in the first place.
And one of the biggest things is after those sprints is having something to show to our business, to present to them. Because a lot of times you find in projects, the requirement, as you mentioned, the requirements change all the time. And so as long as if we have something to show the business, we can show it to them, then they can actually get a hands-on feel of what we're actually developing and then make changes from there instead of spending months on development, taking them a final project and then finding requirements very easily.
Okay, and those are all 10 of our questions.
So we have Nathan as our winner.
We do have some fabulous prizes.
Yes, which you all get prizes anyway for. Yeah.
Come on back. Okay. Bonus question, but only 4 answers. What's it like to be a new college hire at General Motors? So that's me out there. I'm going to give you a little bit of background. So I just graduated last May. I'm a CS and broadcasting major from here. And I didn't plan this, I'm just going to have it. So I'm from Midland originally. I went to Delta College, been here for a few years. The transition to GM was very easy. So because I had to move from Midland, GM helped relocate me, which they was, it was a generous relocation package, and it was very smooth, very easy to do. A lot of fun. And so I did mostly Java stuff within the courses here. That's kind of what they focus on, and that's basically what I'm doing within GM. I'm just going to take questions, but I feel like we should go to both.
Okay, I'll talk and then we can just take questions. So we wanted to make this pretty informal.
Sure.
So as I mentioned earlier, I am an SAP portal developer right now. I also graduated from Central in May of 2013, so I've been at GM for almost 2.5 years now. And I was actually an accounting and finance major with an information systems minor. So I kind of fell into General Motors based just on my minor and the Turf 10. And it was probably one of the best decisions I made to go with that. Accounting, even though it was my major, it turned out wasn't what I really liked to do. And I loved working in IT since the day I started. When I first started, I actually worked in our project management office. So I was working in doing project estimates and working in our software that we call project portfolio management. So it's a lot of time tracking that we track on our projects. And it was a great start for me because it wasn't something very technical since I didn't have a very technical background. And I was able to then get to know our organization and see all the different types of projects that we do. And I got to know a lot of people in the organization. And then not that I didn't enjoy what I did, but I wanted to try something new. I wanted to challenge myself and get more technical, into something more technical. So I went to my manager and we had a discussion about it. And GM actually has a lot of career planning tools that are available to you, and I use those to kind of say, here's my background, here's what I'm doing now, here's what I'd like to do eventually, so how can I get there? And we worked together to plan, and we actually started this new sub-organization within SAP called the Technical Solutions, and they were starting that, and I was asked to join that team. I had no idea what it was I was going to do and what it meant, but I was like, it's something new to try. And it sounded challenging to me, so I did that, and that's how I came into SAP portal development. And it's actually been very challenging for me since I don't have that technical background, but they've helped a lot with it. I've been able to take some Java training, so that way I can get into some custom development as well. I'm still trying to teach myself that. I took a 2-week course, and having absolutely no background in it, the 2-week course was a little tough, but using GM Learning that we have available to us, there's a lot of online courses that I've been taking to help better myself in Java to hopefully get to that custom part. And then on top of doing that, I also get to do fun things like this. I get to come and do recruiting. I get to be a part of the recruiting team, as is Jason, and so is Kathy. And part of my role in the recruiting team is I'm the interview coordinator, so I'm the one who kind of handles all the paperwork and stuff that no one really wants to do. And I'm the one who sets up all the interviews. So if anyone has any questions about the interview process, I know it back to front. So you can come talk to me about that. So that's a little background about us. And like I said, we wanted to keep this pretty informal, so we would like to open it to any type of questions that you guys have. Yes.
So, question I have is, like, when you were going through the interview process and the recruiting process, when you were coming in, what do you think gave you like the upper hand over your fellow peers on your resume?
I can go first. So for me, I think it was a lot to do with my involvement that I had at school. I was involved in the SAP Student User Group. I was actually the president last year. And then I was also involved in the Financial Management Association. And I also did have an internship. So having that internship experience, even though it wasn't in IT, I still had some work experience. And then also my leadership experience. I was involved in student organizations and I took on that leadership position. So I think that really stood out on my resume and gave me kind of the leg up there.
Yeah, I think I'd say the same too. I know it's a CS background, so it doesn't completely overlap. I spent a lot of my time working on campus doing software development, even though it was just a student programming position. I learned a lot from it. I got a lot of practical experience from it, and I really think that it influenced my technical speaking competency when I was in the interview process in the first place. So anywhere where you can get some practical experience, even if it's in a university environment, it's still something outside of the classroom, and it's an extra opportunity to get something that gets you outside of your regular comfort zone and assignment atmosphere where you can do actual projects.
And I've also had even like doing mock interviews at the career services. I did, being an accounting major, I actually had to do them for almost every one of my accounting classes, which it was kind of annoying, like I have to do 3 a semester, but it really did help. Like, and being that I've now done interviews, you can kind of tell the difference between the students who took the time to practice and those who just kind of are coming in and winging it. I mean, not to say that you might not be able to do that, but taking advantage of those type of resources that they have through career services to really practice on your interviews shows a big difference when you come into that interview.
It's also a really good idea to go with your resume critique at career services. So I went through that a few times, and I even sent it to peers, and I'm just like, tear this apart, complain about it because I like to do this better. So I think being susceptible to criticism about your resume is really important. It's just for the betterment of yourself. When you're going to put yourself out there, you want to make sure that you have the best one for you. Good question. Who else?
Could you tell us a little bit more about your internship opportunities or experiences?
So right now, we actually do not have any intern opportunities for our IT right now in SAP for the summer, but not to say that there might not be some that come up. So even though we're not taking interns, like we still want to see your resume. We like getting to know you and building that relationship over that. So don't feel like if you're looking for an internship that you shouldn't come talk to us. We'd still like to get to know you and let you know about hiring in the future. And then you can always look at our website at careers.gm.com. And if you go to the Student Center on there, that has broken down by function every opening for internships and entry-level positions. And you can look on what you can find on there as well.
Are there any current full-time positions that you're looking to fill for either after this semester or starting in the summer?
Yes, so we are looking for people that would start in 2016, so whether you graduate in December or May, we're looking for both January and June starts. And we do have openings in SAP, looking for Term 10 and the BIS major, and then we're also looking for technical developers as well, and also testers. Those are some of the 2 biggest ones that we have openings for right now.
Also, I should mention, even if you aren't graduating at the end of the semester, kind of fact checking, but I actually did my interviews 2 semesters before I graduated. So I mean, GM's willing to take the time, and if they think they're a good investment, I think they'll take the time.
Yeah, like, even if you're graduating in May, we would still like to see you now. We do majority of our hiring even for June of next year starts in the fall, because the positions fill pretty fast, so definitely if you're graduating in May, speak to us now.
Can you define what you mean by technical skills? You said you got SAP, but then you've also got technical?
Yeah, so we're looking for like developers, like, you know, Java, type developers.
Besides Java and about
Kathy might be able to speak to more outside of.
We're also looking for anybody with any kind of web development. If you've got development skills but you're interested in doing testing, that would be a good correlation.
language specific skills.
There's no language specific skills. It's more or less that you know a language and you've been able to apply it in classes. So that's why I'm kind of trying to frame this a little bit. But basically, if you've had some computer science courses and you've done some IS, maybe you have your term tech, that's a great combination for us.
Are there any IT or CS majors here? Good work. It's a really good place to be.
Tell your friends.
So, could you tell us more about like the testing position? What are you looking for in a person that does that? And what does the job require itself? What's a day in the life of a tester?
I don't do testing, so.
Some universities have programs specific to giving their students the skills to be able to test in their projects. But basically, again, we're looking for students who participated in the normal projects that you do in a classroom environment, and that you understand project life cycles, that you know how to apply yourself, whether it's certification for a term 10 or whatever. And then also that when you do that position description, it's of interest to you. And a day in the life for a tester would be you're assigned to a project. You're usually assigned to a project at the very beginning, so you can understand what the requirements are, and then you work with your fellow team members and your leader to apply how the testing will be done to make sure the programs and the configurations work properly. A lot of our testers work directly with the business, so you get the benefit of working with your project team, with the technical developers, and then also with the business users. So it's a very good way to kind of come into an organization and get the lay of the land a little bit. And then, as Stephanie was saying, you can have the opportunity to make some decisions. Do I want to stay on this path or maybe go in a different direction?
Also, if you do have any practical experience with programming language, being familiar with testing framework like JUnit or some sort of equivalent would be very good. Or at the very least have knowledge about functional testing, integration systems, and user acceptance. I think just having an understanding of those things, even if you don't know how to use the framework,
You had mentioned that even if we're a ways out of graduation, it's in our best interest to kind of stay on GM's radar. What would be the best way to approach that?
When we come for events, come speak to us, just get to know us, you know, for instance, at Meet the Recruiters we were here, we had a student come up and they just, you know, they were only a freshman, but they were just like, can you tell me about the opportunities that you have? They gave us a copy of their resume. There wasn't much on it that they were only a freshman, but it was nice that we got their name, we got some paperwork, you know, and they asked us questions just wanting to know a little bit more about what type of positions we have. Tomorrow we'll be here all day for the employer spotlight. We'll have a booth out there, and we'll have more paperwork that we can give you. It gives you a little more of like the job descriptions that we're hiring for. And we'll also be here at the career fair too, and you can stop by. Jason and I will be there, Catherine will be there, as well as a lot more of our team. So you're just coming to those events and, you know, putting your face in front of us and introducing yourself. Get to know that, and as you come back on campus, you know, visit.
I'm sure it's true across the board too. You know, just even if you're a freshman, you go to a business and say, how can I tailor my education to what your business is looking for? It's a really good round of points.
So you said do a mock interview, have your resume ready, that kind of stuff. And so if they've done that and now they come to see you, can you give us some clues on what kind of questions? Do you do behavior questions? And what else can they do to prepare?
Yeah, so I guess I'll go through our process that we do. So we do a 2-round interview process is what we do. So the first round interview would be done by someone of our recruiting team, and that is a behavioral-based interview. They're only about 20 or 30 minutes, like behavioral-based interviews, so the mock interview type of preparation would be very good for this one. And then it's really informal to kind of get to know you, and then round 2 interviews, those ones are usually a little longer, and those would be hopefully a hiring manager or someone that we would hopefully be your hiring manager, or someone that knows more about the positions in the organization that we think you would be best fit from getting to know you and your interests in round 1. And that one's a little longer. It's still behavioral based, but depending on the hiring manager, they might ask some more specific questions. So if you're going for testing, they might ask you some more specific questions about, testing frameworks, or if you're going into a development role, they might ask you a little more technical questions about some of the languages that you know, something like that. But it is mostly behavioral-based interviews.
For like I answer this question, it's usually going to be in the format of what kind of challenges I face, how did I deal with it, how did I overcome it, and how do I apply it to myself in the future for similar challenges.
So kind of like the bar star method. I'm sure most of you have heard of that, background, action, result. We take it usually a little step farther, and we ask you, like, how have you applied? So you've got a background, the action, your result. Tell me what you learned from that, and how did you apply that in a different situation. So that's kind of how we follow up with that as well, to kind of take it a little farther than the normal bar method.
So it could be like, I took a quiz, I memorized the answers, I'm going to perfect it next year.
Any other questions?
So up to this point, for either of you, is there anything specific in terms of training that has helped you be successful in your roles right now?
Yeah, I'd say so. So when you first come in, you go through a boot camp process, which is a lot of just, it'll vary by your role, but they kind of walk you through the basics of everything that you're going to be interacting with. So a lot of the training, of course, came from university, which your regular classes are going to be. Whatever those gaps would be that you're missing, which is what's filled in the first few months. Is there a specific aspect of that that you're curious about?
No, not necessarily. I'm sure it's different for every role. Was just curious if the training is tailored towards what you're doing.
Yeah, so there's the IT boot camp that you go through as a new hire. There's some generic stuff where you go through some like object-oriented type of training, and you'll go through some like enable training to get some of the background on these processes. But then you will have more specific, like the Java training that I went to was actually part of a new hire. So if I would have came in as a Java developer, that was like something I would have gone to. Or we do have a specific SAP kind of boot camp that they had done in the past that they put SAP students through. And there's also like data stage training. So based on your role, you'll go through the training. And like you said, the gaps are kind of filled in within the first few months of that training. And then there's also, on top of the training you have, there's thousands of online courses that are readily available to you on GM Learning. You can go on there and search Java, and like 40 different classes will come up. You can search SAP ABAP or SAP programming. You can go on, and they're all free for you to take, so there's a lot of opportunity for self-learning. And if you're in a position that, like I said, what I did, that I knew where I kind of wanted to go, I could do some of that training on my downtime or in my free time to kind of get myself prepared for where I want to go with my career.
Just from personal experience, I joined an SAP development group, and we got some kind of emails circulating around from SCN about courses that are coming out. And a couple were coming up, Fiori and Hana. It was sorry, still new to SAP. But it actually trickled down from my general manager who said, hey, go take this course. So it's nice to be reinforced to continue to learn things as part of my job. It was just my management that said, go take this.
For you, because I noticed you were doubling your accounting and finance for minor in class, and now you're doing the SAP developer.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a big gap between you don't necessarily have a lot of technical knowledge. So what are the challenges that you face while you're transitioning? And do you have any suggestions for people
some of the challenges I'm facing is, so like my team specifically is me and one other girl, Heather, and it's a lot, and we actually have a lot of work, and what my problem comes in is when we get really busy and I don't have the skills yet, I don't have the knowledge to do some of this stuff, and what I do is I ask a lot of questions. I go to Heather or even to my manager, like if Heather's not available, I go to my manager and I ask a lot of questions. And everyone's really willing to help you out. I mean, I've even gone to people outside of my team. I've gone to Jason for questions too. Like some of our stuff overlapped with some of the supplier portal stuff we're doing. And I've gone to him to help to ask him. So I just ask a lot of questions, and like I said, I'm really taking advantage of what's available to me on the GM Learning to then really strengthen about. And it was a huge gap, like you said, going from accounting and finance. I did have the Turk 10, so that helped a lot. I knew a lot of SAP. I just, had a pretty good SAP knowledge with my minor in the Turk 10. So coming into the SAP organization, I just, didn't have really that big of a gap there. But when it comes to the portal and really like the development stuff, I haven't gotten into really like hardcore coding or anything yet. So I'm kind of taking it baby steps and really asking questions, and I'm really not afraid to try to take on some stretch assignments. I warn them that it might take me longer than someone who has the skills, but they're willing to work with you, and they realize that you come in, you're not going to know everything, and you're not going to be able to just go in and code a whole new application in a week or anything like that. So they're definitely willing to work with you on that.
Another good talking point we have about that is, since we're so recently doing all this insourcing, we kind of get the benefits of, it's a large company, yeah, but it also kind of operates like, I won't say a startup, but a much smaller company where your voice reaches a lot more people than you'd expect. So we've had a couple projects already where I'm just asking questions about things that help influence, the way we've implemented things, where I've got to have some control over the way this thing is being put together in my software projects. But I thought that was also a really, odd thing to encounter in a giant company, a very positive thing.
Definitely asking, don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, that's how you learn, and like he said, other people can learn from you, because it might sound like a stupid question, but that might bring up, like he said, bring up something else that they didn't realize, and then be able to kind of trickle down into a conversation and then eventually influence the project. Or even if you come in and you see something that's, like, it just doesn't look right to you, but someone who's been here 20 years, they were the one who did it, and they obviously would know more than you, but you never know, people still do make mistakes, and kind of help, be a fresh eye to take a look at things like that.
You mentioned the Turk 10. If an individual has the Turk 10 certification on their resume, would you say that you review that resume a little more carefully than you would otherwise would? Or something? Or a resume that doesn't have that certification?
Depending on the position, yes. Because we do have a lot of positions where, like especially within SAP, that we're looking specifically for people who have Turk 10. So that is definitely, not to say all positions, SAP positions have to have Turk 10, but it definitely is a big thing if you're looking to get into SAP. I believe probably like 95% of our college grads that come into SAP have, from Central have the Turk 10. So not that it is a must for all positions, but there are a majority of positions that it is applicable. It is very much required.
Yeah, we have a lot of new college hires each year that you're bringing in, and there's graduates from Central Michigan, say about 95% of them have been certified. Clearly, that can't be the same for other universities who don't have as extensive programs as we have here. So compare your ability to get involved and get directly into the SAP with the Turk 10 knowledge versus other people who have to struggle a little bit more to get their feet on the ground, I would think.
Yeah, speaking for like Ronald from his organization, a lot of our college, the majority of our college new hires in his organization actually do come from Central because they do have the Turk 10. There are other colleges that we do look at that do the Turk 10. I wouldn't say we get as many from those colleges, but there are other colleges that are kind of competing for those 10 gives us the sense that you have at least a good solid foundation of SAP knowledge, and that's something that we have to look for. Like I said, we don't expect you to come in and be able to configure and do, and know our processes and how we do our, our custom stuff, but being that you have that Church 10 certification and that foundation is really big.
Coming from a background where I'm not Church 10 certified, I work with a few other CMU providers who are, it is crazy how automatic and built in a lot of people's familiarity with SAPSUG and just the general performance of it, where I'm still playing catch up, I'm still trying to understand the system, and they're very comfortable with it.
Picture's still up there, right?
Oh, here. There we go.
That wasn't my, there you
Oh,
go.
that's fine, yeah, now it's time to ask a question.
So I got the first question. When you, I guess kind of looking back, do you have anything that you wish that we would have done differently, or a class that you should have taken to better prepare you for the marketplace? I mean, is there any, hindsight's 20/20, what would you do different, or what would you have done?
I wouldn't have been an accounting major because I would have gone back. So that's yes. So, but I don't know. I guess my experience, I wouldn't say was a typical experience. I got in with a lot of the professors, working for them, and really being involved in the student organizations. And I don't know. People always ask me like, what would I change? And I honestly wouldn't change anything because I got where I am now, and I'm really happy with where I am now. So I probably wouldn't really change much about my experience. So, but I would always suggest, getting to know your professors. They help out a lot. I can honestly say my very first internship I probably wouldn't have gotten if it wasn't for the help of a professor. And there's nothing wrong with that. They get to know the companies, and they get to know you, and then they can do a personal recommendation to the company. A lot of times we will look to the professor to sometimes ask about a student, and if they can't really tell me much about the student, it doesn't, not that it, I don't expect them to know all students, but it definitely helps when a professor can give a good recommendation about a student. So I would really recommend getting in with your professors, and like I said, taking advantage of the resources that they have at Career Services. They help a lot. And I feel like I'm just pitching all this stuff. It really does help, and it helped me a lot. So
That's why.
yeah.
I'm curious, from the other side, from the dark side.
Sure. From the dark side, the programming side. If only, I would say just one thing, and I would have spent a lot more time with UML and diagrams and use cases and architecture. So if you're really into coding, or even if you're thinking about getting into it, can't stress enough that learning architecture along with everything else is a really good investment, because it helps structure your thinking about developing solutions, helps you interpret other people's solutions, and it helps you catch errors well before you start coding, which is a really common problem in the software industry. We know this, at least me, personal experience. I always want to get in there and start typing code because I have whatever solution in my mind, and I know how to do it, so it's like, let's just hammer this part out and I'll worry about all the other problems later. Just fight that instinct as much as humanly possible, because once you have UML under your belt and those kind of modeling languages, it's just a uniform way to express your ideas to somebody else, and you can both be on exactly the same page around the goals.
So what made you, I guess this is like a sales pitch, from you to us, what made you choose GM over other opportunities?
For me, it was probably the people that I got to know, like that came and spoke to, actually the first time they came on campus was to speak to the student user group. That was the first time came on campus, and I was the president of the organization at the time. And I got to know the people, and I asked them a lot of questions, and they were really friendly, and that just gave me a sense that I'm going to be coming in and working with people that want to work with me, and that's what I've experienced. I've come in and everyone's been super friendly and super supportive on really, taking on all these college new hires, and knowing that having a lot of college new hires, it is kind of a lot of work for them because we don't know everything and we're not experienced hires. So and I got that sense from the people that I met when they first came, and so I think that was one of the biggest things that steered me towards General Motors. And when they talked about, you know, having, that they were hiring so many people and all the different opportunities out there, it kind of I took it as there's a lot of opportunities out there for me to then move around and, you know, really focus on what I want to do with my career and kind of drive my own career.
Especially because they're insourcing so many employees from the university, there's probably a pretty good chance that you know somebody who's currently working there right now. So it's just nice to have the insider story and just have a go-ahead right from the start that makes it cool. And, you know, it's a nice company to work at.
Nobody else is getting asked. Dodge did it. When are you guys going to come out with the production on the over 700 horse?
Over 700 horse. Yeah, I teach people, how many
Yeah.
Program right now.
It had to be asked. Anybody got anything else?
Well, we'll stick around for a little bit if anyone has any other questions that they want to come ask individually. And we actually have stuff to give away. There's free stuff up here, so if you guys want anything, come grab a shirt. We have these pens that are actually styluses that are actually really cool. So I'll let these in you. So if you guys want anything, you can come up and grab it.
Just a quick recap. Tomorrow's meeting will be at 6:30 in Braun 119. Payment and registration deadline will be next Wednesday. Also today, Art Worcester has come and he would like to stay around after. If you have any questions for him, he's been presenting to many of the 301 classes. It's a great opportunity to ask any questions that you have for him as well. With that concludes our meeting tonight. Gene will step forward. Let's give one more round of applause for that great presentation.